To get out of the mouth of the giant python, they only have one way to force it: the body of a good brother, and the pig's carcass stops together as bait. As expected, of course, they just ran a short distance. The giant python appeared near the body. God damn it, I thought you checked the pillar. No, you're working too hard, you dog. It's dead. As a result, they didn't have time to run very far. Then the pig stopped on the back of the unlucky man and woke up. He had only to shut the pig's mouth, but keep running away. The danger has been temporarily resolved, but if you want to leave this tropical jungle, they still have to find a way to destroy the giant python. Go back a few days. Wedding director named Ku are presenting their best, enthusiastically, a filming script for clients. Because the guests said they loved horror movies, so the CA director specifically designed a filming plan in horror style, jerking so close, but the plan that you prepared very carefully was blunt customer reject on the spot. This is a wedding video, and we want a video. It's kind of a soft jump. Can you do that? Somewhere else? The 18th ranked actor Griffith is standing in front of the mirror. The mouth is constantly muttering words to find emotions. I've had 7 jobs for a long time. I highly recommend this opportunity this time. Determined to perform well. Very quickly then, the whole cast was ready. The movie officially started filming, but Griffith insisted on reading his voice in a local accent. That's had to go back and forth countless times. The director was eventually tortured. I couldn't bear to chase him. Griffith on the spot. When you walk out of the movie set in the mood of 7 gods, I accidentally saw a poster promoting the movie The Scourge of the Ferocious Python. A bold idea flashed through my mind. At that time, Griffith received a voice message from friend Blow's small vagina CA. Turns out, it's the birthday of the CA. I'd like to invite Griffith to a prison meeting. Griffith immediately agreed. At the same time, CA director is still in the studio, increasing CA to fix the script. The father of CA Island is also the boss of the company. He took this opportunity to advise his son should change the personality. Although being a wedding director is not CA Island's dream, but it's been years. You should also learn to live realistically. He also said that he was about to retire. Only when the CA is really mature, then you can trust the company back to you. After listening to the CA meditation, Tan is the wife of a special CA to pick you up home. Just walked into the house. They were both startled by the sound ringing from the living room. It's friends who have gathered. Let's meet again to wish you a happy birthday. Then Kennedy's best friend. Bring the gift prepared. Then to Claire, old friend, also came to embrace Kay, a very emotional. Then Griffith suddenly appeared from behind. It's a big surprise for CA Island. They're a group of 4 friends who grew up together. Have a common passion, especially movies. I don't just like watching movies. They often make short films. Do it yourself for fun. On a special occasion today, Griffith found it and brought it back. They used to film when he was 13 years old. The whole team immediately found a device to play back that video. And then, everyone was thrilled to see it. Even though the old film is rudimentary, but it took them back in time. I was so excited to get Griffith. He said it was a birthday present, the best I've ever received. The next morning, the 4 of them gathered for breakfast at the restaurant. They just eat them, talk about the movies that everyone loves. While the story is raging, Griffith suddenly announced some shocking news. You've won the rights to a remake of Fire Hysteria. This film is adapted from a novel. A Japanese writer died a few days ago. Griffith's manager? I met the author's heir. I can't believe it. This person has seen movies. Griffith is close and very sympathetic to you, so I gave you the rights back. Now Griffith wants to pull Theo. The director and his friends made this movie together. I'd like you and Claire to star. Kenny's writing the script. The director takes over the role of director. They're going to go to the Amazon together for filming. Within 3 weeks, complete a real movie of their own. Kenny immediately agreed not to think, but Claire hesitated. Worried about not being ready, especially if you just got divorced. However, after the last encouragement refill, Claire also agreed to join. Griffin even joked that as long as the doc agreed, maybe you'll have to fund it all. For this project, Doc is starting to feel awkward hearing that. My current life is very stable and peaceful. Your father is expecting you to take over the family business. In that situation, participation in a project, it's kind of fanciful. It's not easy to agree. I saw the dog hesitate. Griffith recalled the old memories. As a child, they used to stay awake to watch over and over again your favorite movies. Now I have the opportunity to make a work of life. Maybe the governor doesn't flutter. The governor heard that confusion. He said he understood Griffith's mind. They also say that they are now not the kids anymore. Griffith heard that and did not continue to persuade. Doc came home that night, and I found my son watching the video. They've been filming since childhood. The feelings in my heart suddenly become inexpressible. Wife of Doc, who has long understood her husband. I advise you to do what you really want to do, but the Doc rejected that advice and walked into the office to get back to work. But when I saw the wedding planning table, that I don't like. It can't suppress emotions anymore. He immediately drove to Griffith's house and frankly say that I don't want to keep waiting. I've decided to restart the project with my friends, Fire and Chaos. Griffith agreed as soon as he heard it. Years of dreams for the last 2. We're also starting to take real action. Then, Doc and Griffith went to see Kenny and Claire for advice. All 4 of you get ready. Everything for filming. Filming plan lasts about BA weeks. And the main site is the Amazon rainforest. They need to prepare a boat first. But the most important thing, you have to find a real blanket, but not too aggressive. To film, total estimated cost up to $25 million. But after borrowing everywhere, they only got a loan of $9.40 to $10. In the end, the whole group just cut themselves, reduced the cost to budget, down to more than $40. After solving the money problem, they're putting all their energy into creating the script. Because the audience today is so fed up with tissues, old tip about giant snakes, murder, so this script needs to have a new theme. The manager worked hard for a week, and finally wrote the script. After reading it, the other 3 people said it was a masterpiece. They did not regret the praise that gave the governor the opportunity to go to the clouds. Have been completed. The next step is to go to the filming location. The manager is packing his bags. My son ran over and gave it to me. It's a special gift. That's the cup, small gold, donated by the governor's son. If you can't hide happiness in your heart. After 6 hours of hard work, the group finally made it to Brazil. Under Kenny's leadership, they went to a native snake trainer named Carlos, who had the blanket they needed. Carlos enthusiastically took everyone to the process of adopting this animal. Years ago, when Carlos, if you find it, it's a yellow fever in this area. Gold diggers flush water, waste filled with toxic chemicals into the river, causing the blanket to wither near death. Carlos took a lot of work, help him to recover. It was this blanket that brought Carlos back. Not a few opportunities to make money. Carlos invited the whole group to say hello. Give me a face. When I saw it, I screamed, wow, this is no joke. Carlos also said, I've seen a blanket 5 times bigger. If you really meet that kind of monster, don't dream of facing it head on. Find a way to run fast, because you just need to be squeezed by it. Prey can suffocate in seconds. While it's not far from there, on a street, a woman rushed into the bar. She's skillful, taking advantage of the crowd. 2 men are chasing me. Just a moment later, suddenly, I saw the key, the cruise ship on the bar, left by the captain. She gently took the key, immediately leave the bar. At the same time, on a cruise ship, Carlos is putting the blanket in the cargo hold. While no one notices, the lid of this shop opened a small gap. Griffith whispered to Claire that Carlos seems a little nervous. Claire feels the same way, but that's because he's lived with snakes for so long, so the new temperament is strange. Carlos is still very professional. Have him help. The filming will definitely be convenient. The slope is now accelerating. Kenny went to call the captain to depart. The woman who stole the key came forward. She called herself Anna, the captain's daughter, and said that her father had a car accident. I can't control the ship anymore. She is willing to refund the full rent and offer. The whole group is looking. Ship. The problem is the ship's in the area that's been booked for a long time. We can't find a replacement ship now. The group anxiously asked Anna if there was any other way. Just finished, Anna. I saw 2 men chasing me, is still loitering nearby. She was afraid that if she kept standing here, she would be discovered. Tell everyone to get on board quickly. Then Anna, step into the cockpit and control the ship. Leave the dock very well. But she didn't expect that. 2 of my pursuers tracked Theo to the ship's management and used force to get the exit documents. That night, the group gathered on board. Let's raise a glass to the movie god, then discuss the location, filming important scenes. The next morning, as planned, they started filming. Meanwhile, the director made a video. To showcase movie content, this movie is called Anaconda. It's about a biologist with a catcher. The snake was hired by you together pursue and destroy a giant blanket. But actually, the film's story is also metaphorical. Follow the dreams of four friends. Griffith and the Doc. I wanted to go to Los Angeles together. Establishment. But due to events, Griffith couldn't get along. Doc, even in his heart, still regret. But now, all four are reunited. And together, we chase our dreams. It's the most precious thing. So during the day, they're filming. At night, Carlos will guide Kenny how to shoot to create the most vivid snake effect. Thanks to Carlos's guidance, Kenny's filming technique progressed rapidly, and the filming process it also moves into the high phase. Claire and Griffith were in love. Unexpected during filming this time, you two are starting to get emotional again. One evening, the whole group met to talk about the next episode of the movie. Griffith came up with new ideas. In the original script, was the snake convinces villain, but if you change to a biologist, and the snake catcher comes together and hits the head, the villain will be more dramatic. Kenny immediately agreed when he heard it, and Claire felt this idea was a bit risky. People started to talk furiously, but the more we talk, the more we get off topic. Anna sat in silence, her face full of conversation. Not in the mood to engage in conversation, just when the whole group was talking. The blanket in the crate suddenly crawled out. That night, it quietly crept into Claire's room like a... But we're going to the Griffith room. Fortunately, Griffith was quick to react and was not injured. Carlos immediately locked the blanket back up. I promise this won't happen again. The group then returned to the bedroom. The next morning, the filming went on normally, as planned today. Griffith officially started filming the scene. Face the snake directly, but as soon as the snake gets really close, he panicked to the point of rolling and running towards the ground. Please change the scene to avoid close contact. However, Doc does not allow script changes at all. At the same time, Carlos can control his leg absolutely. Don't worry about safety. Griffith had no choice but to bite his teeth. Stay close to me, you're a hero. Carlos was extremely upset that night. Sent Griffith to his room and held a funeral ceremony for the Virgin for alone. The dead blanket. Jock and the others are still together. Sing like a memorial. Not far away, the big guy's got binoculars monitoring the group. I have just reported the situation to my partner. Then a black shadow suddenly appeared tight and pull him straight into the water. At the same time, Griffith walked into Carlos's room with 2 bottles of wine. I just begged and talked. Finally made Carlos lower his guard. The two of you start talking openly. The more you talk, the closer you talk. Carlos was moved. I like you, Griffith laughed back. I like you too. I'll find a new blanket for your movie. 2 people act immediately. They leave at night. Into the forest by the river. Carlos, the experienced one, goes ahead to lead the way. Griffith is shy. Even if you only go behind. Every time I hear a noise, I'm startled. Even if it's just for a minute. Griffith's lost carrot in the woods. I dare not stay alone. Rushed to the rescue ship. Meanwhile, Carlos has reached the depths where the python lives. He took out a luminous lamp and burned it up to look around, but the next moment, a black shadow appeared immediately dragging him into the water. The water quickly returned to a dead silence. At the same time, Griffith told the story of Cho poison. Initially poison not out of clam. I blame myself for going out to catch a blanket at night. But think again. Carlos is a professional blanket trainer. Maybe you'll actually find a new one. They agree. If Carlos doesn't come back within an hour, they will go to the forest to find it. But less than an hour. The whole group couldn't wait. Each armed himself with a simple weapon, immediately plunge into the thick forest. Griffith, trying to get everyone back to you, break up with Carlos. But because it was so dark, the group got lost. Not long after, they suddenly saw a colored house car. Yellow beans in the forest. Claire opened the door to check in. It is found in the void. No sign of Carlos. The group is about to leave and continue the search. Then suddenly, a strange noise came from the forest. Griffith, panic, trembling. 7. Hurry up and tell everyone to be careful. Everyone is terrified. Griffith panicked for the car keys and tried to leave that place as soon as possible. But no matter how you turn it on, the car doesn't start. Kenny looked over and knew right away. Maybe the car's battery is loose. Even if it can be fixed, but there's a giant blanket out there. Kenny is drunk. Blurry head, stunned. So I can't go down and fix it. The governor was angry at Kenny. It's always because of drinking. The rest of you don't know how to fix it. People are afraid to get out of the car. Makes the director extremely upset. There's no other way. The governor had to get out of the car himself. I try to hold my breath, move softly so as not to make any noise. Fortunately, I was able to fix the mess in time. Run, run. The whole group screamed. Griffith pedals, Gar full size, dare to rush forward. I just want to get out of this hell as soon as possible. As soon as possible, after 2 motorcycles suddenly chase from behind. Someone asked Griffith to stop the car. Maybe some people are coming to help. Anna stopped him immediately and explained that they're gold diggers. Illegal is extremely dangerous. Ready? Killing any AI that dares to invade their territory. Your words just ended. One of the men fired at the car. Anna quick 6 in car Ra, a rifle. Immediately counterattack. Kenny picked up the phone. Go back to the whole fierce gun battle that's going on. Soon enough, Anna had defeated all the pursuers. But when everyone was about to get on the train and leave, the big man I was chasing, Anna suddenly appeared. The gun asked where you were. I can't believe Anna moved so fast. Surprise him and control him. The group took the opportunity to rush off and leave. Then, Anna said she could take everyone to the airport. The East nodded in agreement, but Rifford was not satisfied. Because they're just one step away from touching, the dream would give up so easily. But there's a giant blanket in the middle of this forest. There are yellow islands. Sow managers can risk their lives putting their friends in danger. Griffith heard that and accepted sadly. As soon as the group left, he pulled out a small yellow Sun's wall. Gift to Ra to look at. Let something rise in your heart. Regret not being committed. That night, White Ruler to rewrite a whole new script. The next morning, he called everyone back to the table and rebuilt the whole thing in new script. Biologists and catchers, snakes in search of giant blankets. They discovered a group of illegal gold miners. To protect the forest environment, they decided to confront the Yellow Islands. After listening, I raised both hands in agreement. I feel that the new script has greatly enhanced the film. We've been through too much together. Let's finish this movie for the dream of the past, not full of determination. Together, they decided to do it to the end. Anna is no longer offered a role in the film. I can't believe you have a natural talent for acting. Every scene of her makes the whole crew admire. When things are going well, suddenly, 2 large ships passed by. They look like they're from another film crew. Someone called from the train. Sorry, are you filming? We're doing a remake of Anaconda. Claire and Kenny looked at each other with suspicious eyes. Immediately turned to Griffith. Do you really have the rights to this movie? Griffith confesses awkwardly to being illegitimate. Ra Griffith never got the film rights. Anaconda, every word before that, is a lie. The job is so angry that it can't be controlled. Because of faith blindly into an uncopyrighted film, I almost lost my life in the forest. I feel betrayed. Griffith was immediately expelled from the film. Griffith packed his luggage, despite Claire's advice, alone to get out of the boat. But not far away, I saw the wreck of 2 big ships earlier. The hull was badly damaged. I've obviously just had a terrible accident. Griffith is confused. When a panicked woman rushed ashore, cry out for help. I'm in a hurry to make sure you're safe. When I put my foot down, I shivered immediately. Turn the boat come back to let me know. Doc and everyone knows, but when I returned, the ship was empty. 1. Shadow people. There's only a small boat tied to it. There's a rifle on it. At the same time, Anna was controlling the governor and 2 friends. Take them to a hut in the middle of the forest. Here, Kiai's group is snapping the hidden sacks. Underwater governor opens a bag out. Watch. The inside is filled with gold. Then Anna was one of the gold diggers. A deceived governor throws a bag of gold into the water. Right at that moment, the big man suddenly appeared from behind, point a gun at Anna, and order her to drop her weapon. Then the strong man explained to the governor, and the rest, that he's an undercover cop sent to track down the illegal gold diggers. Anna's own. He's actually the leader of one of the criminal gangs. The biggest crime in Brazil. DOC and 2 friends were immediately stunned. I don't know who to trust. When the air is in a state of tension, suddenly, a bullet came and hit the man in the leg. The shooter was Griffith. Holding the rifle you found. Stand up as a confident hero, as if saving the team. But a second later, Anna regained control of the situation. It's not just gun stripping. He also shot the man. When he tried to pick up his gun, As Anna prepares to strike out with the rest, Clay suddenly rushed to use a strong headbutt to knock her down. The whole group immediately fled, but I can't run very far. He was bitten by a poisonous spider. Kenny remembered a folk trick: urinating on the wound to disinfect. Claire doesn't wear a body shirt. Griffith has not drunk water for 2 days. There's nothing to contribute, so only Kenny has to do this. After an embarrassing moment, they finally manage to heal their wounds. Then emotionally say, "Sorry, Griffith. I can't go to Los Angeles with you." Griffith also tearfully admitted to being wrong when lying about movie rights. But the whole team understands that now. Saving lives is a priority. We know that we can't be saved in the present situation. CHD forced to pull Griffith and Kenny. Keep running away. They go on forever, and finally climb to a high point to observe. Kenny used binoculars to find a safe way out, but how to get there is a big deal. Right now, they hear strange copper sounds around them. Griffith, beat up. When I went to check, I was horrified to find a dog next to the body of a dead wild boar. This is obviously where the herder usually keeps its prey. To find a way to live, they're forced to take the dog as bait for the giant blanket. Kenny arranged the body position for the most realistic. The giant python crawled closer. The whole group couldn't bear to see the scene. Germany suddenly woke up. I realized I was being used as bait and carry the body of the pig. But I just ran a section. The pig on his back woke up and almost fainted. Fortunately, it was the pig that attracted the blanket's attention, helped the dog escape death. After getting out of danger, all 4 of them finally lifted their burdens. In the heart, we sincerely apologize to each other for the mistakes we made in the past. When they come back near the big ship, it's completely dark. Griffith. Suddenly, I saw a radio next to the boat. Immediately call for help. But not for how long. Then the giant snake suddenly attacked. At that moment, a firecracker. The wind came and made the shepherd back. From the darkness, a man dressed in black came out, moved closer to the crowd. When you look closely, people are surprised to see that it is who played Daniel Rich in the same series. Ice Cube takes them to a relatively safe place. Dop immediately asked him in their film crew's script how the character will destroy the blanket. AI Skill replied that, "The writer of that film, I haven't even finished writing the ending. You guys started filming without knowing how to unite. Welcome to Hollywood, kid." There's people shooting and thinking about the script. When you hear it, you just shut up. I can't believe it works like that in the movies. At that time, Iskil remembered our director of the old series of artillery pieces around the area. In case of emergency, you don't know how to activate it. But Kenny was sober and knew how to detonate. While Kenny was preparing ice, Cube still did not forget the task. Save your 2 teammates. After taking a commemorative photo with the masking team, you immediately turn around, lead the body back to the carpeted black forest. Then the whole team immediately plans to take action. Kenny's supposed to turn on the headlights. Claire's going to start the generator. Griffith had the detonator and was waiting. The slope will drive to lure the giant blanket, lead it into a pre-detonated area. To the right time, Refit will press the trigger button to destroy the monster. Everybody get ready. Griffith shouted at the stop as a provocation, but the blanket suddenly attacked from the other direction. Fortunately, the reaction is very fast, full size, and splinter in time from the fatal strike. Claire and Kenny run to the power station, rush repair generator. At the same time, steered the car straight into the explosion site. The blanket, chasing the button. As soon as it's critical, Kenny fixes the system. Griffith immediately pressed the button. A loud explosion echoed through the forest. The fire that illuminated the night sky swallowed the whole monster. People thought they could breathe, but no one expected the blanket to survive the explosion. It's slowly creeping in, making the whole group desperate. At the right time, thousands of pounds Griffith hanging through a barrel of oil at the snake, then pulled a 6-gun out of Raz's shirt. He aimed straight like a childhood hero, dreaming and screaming, "There's no way under my watch, man." The last shot that made the giant python really destroyed. 4 of them survived the war. A few years later, the movie was officially released and get a lot of praise from the audience. Dope and Griffith were invited to the stage, saying Claire and Kenny fulfilled childhood movie dreams. A few days later, a special guest arrived. That's Jennifer, actress playing Teddy Laurie in the War of Terror series. "You said you saw the director's movie, and I really love your directing style. You want to invite
as
the
a governor.
director for the next part of the series. The director was so excited that he fainted on the spot. The story ends with a happy ending.